Oh, maybe now you have audio. Well, thank you. See, life is strange and life is interesting. And if somebody is still with us on Facebook can chat and let me know that you've got some audio. I guess I have some video editing to do this evening to make these videos a little more realistic. If we went 4 minutes and a half without any audio. I love it. I truly do. I love the way life happens and the way it works. And so, yes, thank you. I have confirmation you can all hear me out there. Um, okay, so here's the quick recap of what we missed. Reverend Savanna Riker is intending to be with us this evening, and due to a unique series of events, I actually said, "Wait, we're going to push it off till later," and then it happened earlier, and then it happened on its normally scheduled, and then this happened on its normally scheduled time. So here's the point: music. Music's going to keep us together. Music is a balm, it's a salve, and it's here to keep us together. And tonight, the Centers for Spiritual Living released their first installment of their Cozy Couch series. New Thought artists spending 45 minutes playing their music and sharing with us. Tonight was Amy Bishop, and tomorrow night is Melissa and Z. Sunday night is Martin Kerr. And wouldn't you know it, almost as soon as that ended, I got a notification that Daniel Nahmod was doing a live concert as well. So cool. Reverend Savannah is about to join us here in just a second or two. See, that's the fun. We're making this up as we go along. And there's this great vision of a world that works better for everyone. And within that vision, we each get to have some fun and we each get to be a part of this. And here comes Reverend Savannah. So I'm sure she cannot quite hear me yet, but you're now live on the stream with us. Hello, Reverend Savannah. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, and we've got a few people online, so I trust they're going to hear you as well. So, okay, so we had a very interesting start to our evening. Quick recap: I've been doing these for just a day and a half now, and started with a good 4 or 5 minutes of silence because I was not on the correct microphone setting, which is great. However, we're here. And I was sharing that there's a great resurgence in New Thought music that's happening online, like in this minute.
Right.
Amy Bishop played tonight for the CSL Cozy Couch series, which is going to have a great lineup of artists. Daniel Nahmod started a 12-day. Daniel Nahmod's going to do a Facebook Live every day for the next 12 days. 6:30 Pacific, 7:30 Mountain on his Facebook Live. I caught a few songs of his, and here's what I love. While everybody is being told we can't be together, we are finding ways to be together, and we're being together in a lot through music. And music's becoming a gel and bringing us all together. So I'm kind of happy about that. And we're well past the point where we should have started praying, but
totally fine. No, I'm not having a conversation. I mean, I think it's human nature to want to connect, and we need it. We're craving it, you know? So
yeah. Exactly. So, Savannah, tell us a little bit. Introduce yourself, please, in case somebody. I know there's people here that do know you, and let's assume there's a few that don't. Tell us a little bit. Introduce yourself and share with us, I guess, What's your biggest prayer request right now in the midst of all of this?
Okay. Well, I'm Savannah. I'm a New Thought minister out of Seattle. I just moved my life here about a month ago. So I took on a new church, actually an existing church, in a collaborative ministry of two other people. So I left the Bay Area after 6 years and decided to take a big leap here. And then here we are in the midst of all of this. So not only have I been going through, my own transition and change and the unknown, but being thrown into now a world heightened level of unknown, and all that's come with that has been a major spiritual practice for me, and I think for all of us light workers. And so, I've had a very long history in this organization. I started a New Thought at 16 years old, and I'm still the youngest minister in our movement, although that might change. We're starting to get some, younger people coming into the fold, which is nice. But I really feel like we are at a really pivotal moment right now, and it's that quote. I think Ernest Holmes said this, and I maybe misquoting this, or Howard Thurman might have said it, but it's something to the effect of, to desert the truth in the hour of need is to prove to ourselves that we don't know the truth. And so this is like the 11th hour. This is the moment where we get to go, oh, all of this teaching and study and, exploring this, the science mind philosophy in our own lives. How do we use this right here in the midst of a global challenge like this? How do we turn from the condition and not denying that it exists, and at the same time taking our power and attention away from the panic and the fear? And so I think my biggest prayer request right now is, it's twofold. It's that we as light workers and ministers and healers are able to be in the world and not of the world, to remember what we know to be true, because in our humanness we also have our own fears, and I'm probably like you and everyone else, I'm having to really look at, what am I made of? And now is the time. And do I really believe this stuff? And I think this is going to reveal to all of us what we're really made of, because it's really forcing many of us to deeply explore our deepest fears, and from a global scale. And so it's twofold. The prayer request to me is the ability for us to be of a higher vibration, to see that everything is still evolving in its perfect and right place, even when it doesn't look like that. And then at the same time, that the world hysteria and panic can be alleviated, or at least brought down to, because I know people are in this primalistic, animalistic survival mode, can at least be brought down to calm. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, just for us to be able to cooperate together, I absolutely believe this is going to transform the world, or it is already.
Yes.
It is. I mean, we're going to be interacting, as you said, we're connecting in ways that we weren't fully before. And it's forcing us to be a little bit more creative.
Yes, exactly.
So that's my prayer request.
Oh, wonderful. And I love the earnest quote you bring up. I actually shared that with someone earlier this week that was looking for that quote. And of course, I don't remember the page number right now. But he also continues, right? And you hit it right on the nose. To desert the truth in the hour of need, it is to prove that we never knew the truth to begin with. Yeah. And he continues that now in those moments are the greatest time to do this work. Mm-hmm. Because this is the place where we get to make the greatest demonstrations. This is the place where we get to actually prove to ourselves, most importantly, but everybody else around us, that this stuff really works. Yeah. That we really are creating a world that works better for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had the experience today. I went, I'm not on lockdown like in California. We are social distancing, and I was able to get out into nature today and talk about a lot of social distance, to actually be in the midst of the most beautiful waterfalls here outside of Seattle, and to really remind myself that nature knows how to be in flow. It surrenders to itself.
Yeah.
And this is calling us to go to a deeper place, which is why I think prayer is so important. I think that what we're doing right now it's essential, not only for us because we want to be able to support other people, but just to maintain some sense of sanity.
Exactly. Okay. So here's what we're going to do, folks. We're going to do what in the business or the vernacular or whatever, give it labeled bullshit. We're going to do what's called a share a prayer. And one of us is going to start the prayer and then and then pass it off to someone, to the other person in the middle. And that person is going to finish the prayer. However, we have not yet set up who goes first and who goes last. So, it would be very easy for me to say it's ladies' choice, but that would be incredibly misogynistic. So I'm just going to say, nah, screw that. I want you to start, and I'll finish up. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Right on. It's my show, so I get to make those.
You'll call the shots. All right, cool. So with that, let us just turn within for a moment. Let us take a deep breath. Just inhale. And we exhale. And we're going to do that again. Let us inhale. And exhale. We take a moment to just turn within, allowing ourselves to truly calm the nervous system. And we calm the nervous system by taking deep breaths, by letting go of everything that came up to this moment. Because what we know is that the power and the presence of life is in this very moment. It is the only moment there truly is this powerful, holy, present moment. And so we take this time to turn away from the world of effect, of condition, the sense of separation or scarcity or fear, and we allow ourselves to just be here right now, feeling our feet on the ground. Maybe your eyes are closed. And just checking in with your breath, checking in with your body and how you feel. And what I declare and know is that there is something far greater that is happening right here and now in this world, on this planet and beyond. It is the activity of life, of pure presence and spirit. I call it goodness. I call it love. I call it divine intelligence. I call it the universe. It is that energy of love, which is the greatest power that ever was and ever will be. And that power is God. It is the essence of life itself that is breathing into my very life right here and now, and the life of all creatures, all things, all human beings. Everything that there is this life. It is the only thing happening. And so as I know that this is the truth for my life right now, it is the life of all of us. It is connected to me. It is connected to everything. We are absolutely and proven just by what we're doing in this very moment that we are deeply connected. That this power and presence is connecting us far more than we ever could have expected or known. And this power and this presence is infusing this planet right now with a healing energy, with an evolution of love, consciousness. It is transforming our minds, most definitely. And this power and this presence is abundant in nature. It is beauty, it is wisdom, it is resources, it is enoughness. It is enough good and enough resources and enough people to go around. And because I know that this is absolutely the truth, it is showing up in my experience and in the experience of everyone's lives right here and now. Because it is that one mind that we are connected to.
Yes.
It is abundant in its nature. And so there is plenty of good. There is plenty of testing. There is plenty of medical staff, there is plenty of wisdom and invention and creativity that is happening and unfolding right here on this planet for each and every one of us. And so we just tap into the wisdom of our own inner knowing that all is truly well right here and now. We turn away from the fear and the scarcity thinking and the limiting thinking and the hysteria. We turn our attention away from all of the stuff that would bring our vibration down to the point of sickness, and we raise ourselves up into a healing vibration, a knowing, an inner knowing, and a trust, and a surrender, and a faith that everything is truly working together right now. We are working together for good in this moment right now. And so I know this is absolutely the truth. And I pass my word to Robert.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is from that vibration of absolute truth that is radiating across the universe in this moment. It is that vibration of absolute knowing that all is well. Everything's progressing according to some divine mandate, according to some divine plan. There is a revelation happening, a great revelation of God's life expressing through all life. My life, the life, Savannah's life, the lives of everyone that listens to this prayer, that affirms this prayer, that hears this now in this moment or at a later time in another recording in another dimension. The truth of the oneness is bringing itself forth in this moment to be recognized and to be celebrated. To be celebrated that there is one human family and that together there is an absolute strength. There is the absolute strength of knowledge. There is the absolute strength of connection. And I know that in the world of form, in the world of misinformation, in the world of doubt and fear, there is that sense of separation. But I also know that is not the truth. That is not the truth of God's life. That is not the truth of the one. That is not the truth of the divine. There is no separation. There is no discord. There is no unsettlement or uncertainty. There is an absolute certainty in God's mind that life evolves and grows and flourishes, celebrates itself. And yes, there are the human appearances that are happening in the world, but I stand in this moment, affirming an experience of transcending that, of casting that aside, turning away from the disbelief, turning away from that which is not of God, to be centered and to be grounded and to be embraced by the truth of God. One power, one presence, one intelligence, one life, one love, all pervasive. And so I sit in that place of knowing that regardless of the appearances, beyond the appearances and the perceptions and the labelings and the speculation, there's a great and grand and glorious healing that is occurring right now. Planet Earth healing itself. Human consciousness coming to a deeper healing, a deeper affirmation of the unity of life, of the oneness of life. And so in my littleness, in my small little humanness, I know there's something happening. But at the level of the divine, at the level of God's thought, of God's truth, I know there is a greatness happening, a great evolution, a great quickening to bringing forth this magnificent vision for humanity, for planet Earth and beyond, for all of it. There is a great quickening happening as each is being called to their own personal greatness. And I sense the reverberation, the vibration throughout the universe, that each is in some way saying yes, saying a grand and glorious yes to that calling, to that deep inner calling, to be God in form, to be love in form, to be love.
Yes.
And so I know at the very core it's all good because it's all God. There could be no other way. And I feel within myself rising up a great, great sense of gratitude for this time, for this experience, for the words that have flown through, for God's reminder to each of us that all is well, that it's all happening according to God's design. And God's got this. That power and that presence and that intelligence is already operating upon these prayers, already knows what to do. This is a done deal in the mind of God. So I get my humanness, I get my bloated nothingness out of the divine circuits. I let go of any questions about how or when or why and rest in that deep sense of heartfelt gratitude that God's got it. I loose the word into the prayer. I loose the word into the law. I loose the word into God's truth. And I let it be.
Mm.
And so I affirm this, and I invite anyone listening to join me in affirming this truth as we say together. And so it is.
Ashe. Amen.
Amen. Ashe. Thank you. Mm.
Thank you. So
Dear
beautiful.
ones in the universe, thank you for being with us. Reverend Savanna, thank you for showing up
Thank you
tonight.
so much. My pleasure. Always good to pray.
Yes. I there's a piece of me that knows we're going to keep doing this, that we'll be doing this more and more. There's a piece of me that doesn't want to have to be doing this more and more. And there's a piece of me that knows that this is actually what is really the best for
Yeah.
all of us. So,
Mhm.
folks, keep coming back. We're going to keep doing these things. Reverend Savannah, I trust that you'll come back again sometime. And
Thank you so much for inviting me.
absolutely. For everybody else, go forth and prosper. We love you. Peace and blessings.
Yes.
Till tomorrow. Bye now.